Let's get lifted high on these ABCs. 1, 2, 3s. Take a look inside. Everything you need is right in front of you. Right in front of you on these ABCs. Hi, Amplified Genius Billionaires. I am Lauren Jones, and I want to share some icons with you. Will you learn with me today? First, we're going to start with the incomparable Oprah Winfrey. Born in 1954, and an icon who was raised to believe that excellence is the best deterrent to racism or sexism, said Oprah Winfrey. She followed the path of excellence since childhood, brought up on Black literature and Black people who succeeded. She won a scholarship to Tennessee State University and was the first woman co-anchor of a Nashville television news program while still in college. After several years in television, she became host of the Oprah Winfrey Show, the first nationally syndicated weekday talk shows featuring an African American woman. That she was the first. In 1985, she received an Oscar nomination for her first film role, The Color Purple. First film role in The Color Purple. Winfrey's Harpo Productions has produced such critically acclaimed dramas as The Women of Brewster Place. Her on-the-air book club has boosted reading throughout the nation. Known for her generosity, Winfrey also acknowledges her debt to the past. I am a product of every other Black woman before me who has done or said anything worthwhile. Recognizing that I am a part of that history is what allows me to soar. These are African American women knowledge cards from the Library of Congress, published by Pomegranate Communications. That's Oprah Winfrey. Love you, Oprah. Okay. Now, Clementine, I'm not sure, Clementine Hunter. Clementine Hunter painted what she knew. She was born in 1886, passed in 1988. She was 102 years old. Clementine Hunter painted what she knew, the colors and rhythms of life in the Cane River region of northern Louisiana. Like Grandma Moses, her deceptively simple style of folk painting revealed abiding truths of her neighbors, bond to their land, tradition, friends, and families. So she painted about land and her neighbors and how they were connected to their land, their traditions, their friends, their families. Clementine Hunter, lived for most of her life in a place called Melrose Plantation. Remember, this was 1880s. In Melrose Plantation, just south of Natchitoches. I don't know how to say that. Natchitoches. She first took up the brush in 1939, and with the encouragement of French writer Francois Mignon, who became her mentor and champion, she went on to create a vast, colorful, often whimsical world in her paintings. Among the best known are Saturday Night at the Honky Tonk, 1975, which conveys its action on multiple horizons, and Cane River Funeral in 1970, which Hunter characterized as a celebration of the eternity of life. Hunter had many solo shows throughout the country, but she was completely unimpressed by fame. She once declined an invitation to the White House, remarking that if President Jimmy Carter want to come see her, he know where to find me. If President Jimmy Carter wants to see me, he knows where to find me. That's what she said. She was not impressed by fame at all, as we are today. I'm impressed by fame sometimes, but I understand exactly what she means. Rita Dove, born in 1952. Rita Dove's 12th grade English teacher took her to meet poet John Ciardi. Though Dove had already been writing creatively for years, that day I realized she said, it was possible to be a writer, to write down a poem or story in the intimate sphere of one's own room and then share it with the world. She was a writer. She went on to become a college professor, an editor, the recipient of many awards and fellowships for writing, and a judge for the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award. In 1987, she won the Pulitzer for the story and poetry of her maternal grandparents, Thomas and Beulah. Okay, so she won the Pulitzer for the story and poetry of her maternal grandparents, Thomas and Beulah. Her other books include a poetry collection, The Yellow House on the Corner, which was done in 1980, a volume of short stories, which is called Fifth Sunday, which was done in 1985, also a novel, Through the Ivory Gate, 1992, and a verse play called The Darker Face of the Earth, 1994. In 1993, Dove was appointed U.S. Poet Laureate by the Librarian of Congress, the youngest poet and the first African American to receive this honor. The engaging energy with which she served as spokesperson for poetry throughout the country resulted in a one-year extension of her appointment in 1994. This is a photograph by Fred Villebon, Public Affairs Office from the Library of Congress knowledge cards. That's what this is. Okay. George Monroe, born in 1834, passed in 1886, a stagecoach driver, one of the two black men who carried the mail in the famous Pony Express with George Monroe, son of an early California gold miner. His record as reputable stagecoach driver led Monroe to the honor of driving Presidents Ulysses S. Grant and Rutherford B. Hayes along the dangerous S-curves of the Winona Trail into Yosemite Valley. According to one description of his driving prowess, he would throw those six animals from one side, six animals being the horses that he would direct. He drove those six animals from one side to the other to avoid a stone as if they were a single horse. He was so good at cracking the whip every once in a while, and down would go the team in a canter, around sharp curves and over plank culverts, and up again on a clean run. After Monroe's death, Monroe Meadows, now Badger Pass in Yosemite National Park, was named in his honor. Today, television commercials for Wells Fargo Bank depict George Monroe, so they say, driving a stagecoach. All right, that's it for today. Let's get lifted high on these ABCs. 1, 2, 3s. Take a look inside. Everything you need is right in front of you. Right in front of you on these ABCs. Thank you for learning with me. We'll see you again next time. Yes? All right.